Yo, my peoples, what's up? Welcome to the One Stop Co-op Shop. Jason here, and today I have a playthrough for Paperback Adventures. This is from Flowers Game, a solo-only game. It is one of the most unique games I have ever played. It is a deck-building, roguelike word game. That's a lot of words. Let me break that all down for you. If you've played the original Paperback from Flowers Games, we have a playthrough here on the channel of Paperback. You'll know that we've seen deck-building word games before. So you will have a hand of cards. The hand of cards will be comprised of letters. You'll spell some words, and over the course of the game, you will improve your deck and make better words. Paperback Adventures adds two key elements to that. First of all, you have a character. And today I am playing the Damsel with her special items. And that is where we get into the roguelike features. We are going to be going through a sort of dungeon where we are going to be fighting bosses who are going to require you to spell better and better words in order to defeat. And it's roguelike because there's 6 of them, and once you die to one of them, then that's it. You make it 1 deep, you make it 5 deep, doesn't matter. Roguelike, you gotta start all over and try again to eventually defeat the 6th and final boss. I'll be straight with everybody. This is one of my favorite games of the last couple of years. I've been playing the tar out of this game every single night. So much so that I'm going to play not just this playthrough, but I'm going to do playthroughs of all of the other characters. So 3 separate playthroughs as far as I can get. Hopefully I defeat 3 bosses. As you'll see lots of word spelling over the course of this next 3 videos. But so I'm going to play the Damsel versus their pack of dungeon enemies, and then deal out another character and do it again. So I'm not going to do a separate how to play section in this video. If you want to know the basic mechanisms of how this works, please go into the playlist on the One Stop Co-op Shop, Paperback/Flowers Games. I have a tutorial in the crowdfunding preview. It's prototype components, but I explain pretty much everything that happens on the table. So if you want to go check out that video or others in terms of how to play, and then come back here and enjoy the playthrough, that would be great. Before I get to all that, let's talk about the One Stop Co-op Shop. We have our YouTube channel on the YouTube Stream channel. Please make sure you are subscribed to both of those channels and like the videos that you enjoy. We have our podcast, which is hundreds of episodes of gaming-focused content on your favorite podcast feed, the One Stop Co-op Shop podcast. We have our Discord, which is a great community. Come on in. We're always talking about solo and co-op games. The link to that is in the show notes. It is free to join. We also have our Patreon. We would appreciate a contribution that helps us get the games to the table, keep the tech upgraded. In exchange, you get exclusive access to videos in the channels in the Discord. That's great for you to join, but if you just want to join the community, that's completely free. Once again, the Discord link is in the show notes. We are the One Stop Co-op Shop, your one-stop for solo and cooperative gaming goodness. All right, so let us begin by introducing ourselves to our character, Damsel. There will be distress, and she will cause it. So she has 3 unique aspects to her deck. The first one is plot cards. You may discard this card from your hand during the prep phase to gain a listed bonus. If discarded by other means, you still gain that bonus. This would be an example of a plot card. Pulled that from her improved deck. In this case, the enemy loses 1 HP. So then if I wanted to not use this letter, I could just discard it and get the effect listed on the front. The second aspect is critical hit. If there are no cards left in your hand, gain a listed bonus. Wilds and enemy vowels do not count as being in your hand. So here is a critical hit bonus. These are always awesome. Playing this character, I try to tune my deck to get as many critical hits as possible, which requires using all your cards. So you don't want a ton of card draw. You want kind of a lean, mean deck where you can make sure you can use all your words to make sure you could fire off those critical hits. And sneak attack. If there are no cards in your discard pile, gain a listed bonus. So as example, the first turn, there are no cards in your discard pile. And there's going to be times during the game where that will happen. Here is an example, sneak attack. Same effect, it's just a different trigger. So managing your critical hits and sneak attacks are really key to playing Damsel well. Let's take a look at the Damsel starter items. First of all, you have Venom Vial. This one, you give the enemy HP loss equal to the number of skulls on them. So if they have 10 skulls on them, and there are ways to really jack up the number of skulls you deal, they would deal 10 damage. And then in a separate phase, you would look at this column. Spend energy and skulls according to the chart above. So if I had done that 10 damage, I would have to spend 4 skulls and 4 energy. That's not I couldn't like skip down there. Like I'd have to match whatever the skulls were on there. A very powerful card, a reason to stack that hex bonus in this deck. The Bandolier, spend 1 boon to search your deck and discard pile for any card. So if I wanted to inflict more skull damage, then a Bandolier would help me do that, among other things. And also the Dashing Boots, her defense. If an enemy attack would do 4 or less damage, it deals 0 instead. Eventually, the enemy is going to deal a lot more than that. And if I don't know if I'm going to be doing blocking and all that kind of stuff, so the Dashing Boots, definitely good early. We'll see how good it becomes later. Before I get started with this playthrough, I wanted to show you these. These are plot twist cards that come in the basic box. This is how to adjust difficulty. It adds universal rules. You won't likely understand them right now, but take my word for it. They really vary at play, and they're scaling according to difficulty. So like this one is an easy one to understand. Start a game with your max HP set to 8. Max HP, only 8. There's bosses out there that do 12 damage, 15 damage, 20 damage. Super hard. You can also adjust difficulty down. So, you know, -2, you get a -5. That's like really easy. I'm not going to play with any of the plot twists for the subsequent 3 playthroughs, but I did want to note that this is a way that you can flavor up your game even more. I am facing off against Rats in the Sewer, a very basic enemy. So they're going to deal 4 damage, they're going to be immune for a round, and then on that third turn, they're going to block 2 and then deal 2 damage. They're going to go down pretty easy, so I'm not too worried about them, just have to manage that little 4 damage hit. And also, the E is the Val that I get for the boss Val that's available every turn. All right, so let's go ahead and select our cards. We got... Oh, look at that. I spelled the word right there. So now... Hey, that's probably the word I'm going to spell. I like not using my wild card because if you don't use your wild card, then you will get an energy at the beginning or at the end of the turn. So then this helps me not spend my wild card. So that's pretty cool. All right, so I could play it this way. This would let me block everything, get 2 energy, give 1 skull. If you splayed right, give 2 instead. Splaying right would be this. Let's see, there we go, the attack side, so it would have to be the first letter, which is a little bit harder to do with S, and I would get all that and the 2 skulls. As it is, let's see if I want to do this instead. The best status effect is death. I like the sound of taking out half of their hit points. They have 10, and also, I don't get any energy, but, you know, it is what it is, and I'll block 3 of their 4 damage, so let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to lose 1 health, but I'm going to deal 5 to the boss. I am going to fatigue this card, so I'm not going to see it again unless I do something special, and discard the rest. All right, let us see what I have for my second hand. N-E-A-D. So pretty easy and straightforward to be able to spell Dean. This would do a whole bunch of stuff. So I got 4 attack. I have used my entire hand. These don't count. So I would gain a sneak attack bonus, so 5. So that would be 9 damage on this little guy. That would be amazing. And the 3 energy. But I am immune. So it is going to force me to change up my strat a little bit. Part of the reason I love this game is that not only are the bosses hard, they force you to change your strat, but the game gives the player tools to be able to respond and feel good about that. So we're going to do something a lot different. We are going to take this E and we're going to discard it for the plot effect, which is to gain 1 skull. Bam. And we are going to spell A-N-D. So the nothing I can do about that. The damage is done, but I'm going to get 3 energy from that and also another 3 energy. So a 6 energy turn, I will absolutely take it and do no damage to the boss, but at least I was able to give them a hex. Just want to show people though, from a product perspective, these are a little bit funny. You see that, you know, I place one and then the other one pops out. These are metal and they don't quite fit into the containers. So you can if you just kind of leave them alone. So I'm going to futz with them. All right, so I've reached the end of my deck. I am going to reshuffle with those 2 cards. Those 2 cards are H and T. And we have S and B. Looks like I'm going to have to use my Val for the first time. All right, so first things first, I am going to tap the Dashing Boots and negate that damage that is coming in. It's only 2 damage, but in a roguelike, every damage counts, right? And I had 7 because I did not use my wild card this turn, last turn, and I'm not going to use it again. Actually, yes, I am. I'm going to skip this H for now. You don't have to use all your letters. Just make do what you can. And I'm going to go with Stab. that lets me do a couple of things. One, I'm going to deal 3 damage. They block 2, so they're going to take 1 damage, be down to 4. And since I splayed right, I am going to give 2 hexes. So I have 3 hexes, 4 damage. I am set up for the next round. Let's get that fatigue pile on camera as well, the discard pile. I got 3 cards in there. A hand of 4 cards left. And I have D, I, N, E. Perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and use our Venom Vial. I want them to flip this turn. So then I am going to deal 3 damage because I have 3 hexes on them. That happens first. I have to make sure I have to pay for it, though. So that is going to cost me 2 energy, or 2 hexes, and 2 energy right there. I'll take care of that in just a second. And that is going to be my use of Venom Vial this turn. You notice that I still have some boon on there, or hex on there. I got to get those straight. So let's go ahead and discard this eye to get that energy back. And also, we're going to spell End. So we're going to get 2 more energy and deal 3 damage, flipping the boss, and get another hex back. And so the boss is now stunned. They do not do that 4 damage. Instead, they do nothing. And they just flip to their side. They're going to refill the 10. I have dealt some overflow damage because they have 1 damage left. I've dealt 3, so they're going to go, they would be at 10, but I have narrowed them down to 8. And then they are ready to be dealt with next turn. All right, let's draw up our hand of 4 cards now that they are flipped. Hopefully I can take them out next turn. All right, got my D, got my sneak attack. I got to make sure that I get a word that keeps the D on top this turn. So first of all, I'm going to do some more poison damage. I love poison damage. Let's go ahead and do 2 damage because of 2 hexes. Because they have a 2x loss, we are going to spend 1 hex and 1 energy, the gift that keeps on giving. That taps the Venom Vial. Let's go ahead and grab the common vowel from the enemy, and we're going to spell this, debit, D-E-B-I-T. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would not be enough, but sneak attack. If there are no cards in the discard pile, which there are not because I just shuffled, they are going to take 5 more damage, and that is enough to finish off this first Lackey boss. And so here are the rewards for all 6 of the bosses in cards, and I can choose which one I want. Then I am going to just take this one. After the rats scatter, you decide to delve deeper into the sewer. Why are the rats acting up in the first place? You eventually find a curious pair of items with a local lord's seal on them. You decide these might be worth more than a noble's reward anyway, and claim them. All right, cool. I'm screwing over nobles. That's great. All right, draw 2 cards from the library and choose one to replace a card in your deck, and draw 2 items and keep them both. I plan on getting lots of energy. As you saw, I had plenty to spare, so items is awesome. All right, so here is the market. I have access to the archives. That's where I'm going to draw my random stuff, and also the shop, which is where I spend my boon. I didn't get any boon, so I cannot craft my upgradables. When I get 2 boon, poison dagger, that's happening. So first of all, we're going to draw 2 and keep 1. So then you ignore the enemy's block this turn. X, for every skull already in the enemy, give 1. Woohoo! Wow, this could double the amount of skull on an enemy. That seems impactful. X's are hard to work with, but that seems too much fun to turn down. So let's see, what am I going to replace? We have a candidate. Yes, B. That is not, it's going to deny me a source of boon, but how many words have X's and B's in them anyway? Not too many. And I get to draw 2 items and keep both. Treasure map. Draw 1 card. If it's not upgraded, upgrade it. Fantastic. I love upgrading cards. And Nunchaku. Single use. Spend all your remaining energy. The enemy loses that much XP. Wow. So that would have been, I had ended that battle with 5. So, yeah, I mean, treasure map's going to cost me a lot of energy, but I'm trying to play a play style where I'll generate a bunch of energy. That'll work out for me. On to the first book, Boss. All right, next up we have the Swamp Troll. Their Val is O. So I'm going to be playing with O every round. First, its effect, I deal 1 damage, then I gain 4 of these, the boons. They're going to gain boons. Their strength is for every boon on me, add 1 damage to my attacks. Ooh. So this becomes 8 damage right here, the second one. So I deal 4 plus the 4 boon that I have, unless I have this card. If I play this card, then I could skip that. So if I'm really interested in playing like a defensive game, I could skip it and try to kill them before they reached around by playing this card first, advance the enemy's action indicator by 1. So that would be a thing that I might do because dealing with an extra 4 damage every turn, not very bueno. And this last one, remove all hex from me. I better kill him before that I hit that. I heal 1 HP for every letter in my word. All right, so now I have a whole bunch of tools to play with. Let's get started. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. E-N-A-H. So my word is going to be Thane, ancient chieftain of some sort. That is going to do 4 damage, get me 3 energy, and put 2 hexes. The wild card's power is that I use the card under there and then exhaust it. So then the critical hit is give 2 hexes. So I'm going to deal 2 hexes, 4 damage, 3 energy. I like that. And I'm also going to take 1 damage for my trouble and then give the boss 4 boon. All right, so that's my fatigue pile, discard pile. Let's see what I get next. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. We have the... Look at that. I know exactly what I'm going to do with this, I think. I don't know. But the boss is going to do 8 damage to me this turn. So this might be a case where I splay to the left for some defense. All right, so I am going to splay left. I'll show you that in a second. But first, I'm going to use dashing boots. And the order is important because the prep phase, I need to have energy in the prep phase in order to use it. I can't use energy that I generate off my cards here. This is the phase that happens first. Let's go ahead and use dashing boots. The reason is I'm going to spell dirt. Because that's 4 shields and 4 shields off of the dashing boots, or it would block an attack that is 4 or less. It is dealing 4 plus 4, 8 damage to me. Sorry about that for not moving that. 4 plus every hit on me with the boons adds 4. That wipes out everything. So then I would get 2 energy, and I'd get myself a boon. Fantastic. Yeah, I know. I'm going to try to edit out as many of the little pops as possible, but every once in a while, one will sneak on there. All right, let's go ahead and play our third round, or third turn against this boss over here. Got my X. Unfortunately, they're going to wipe the hexes this turn, so doubling the X isn't going to do me any good. As a matter of fact, because of the wipe, let's go ahead and just do this now. We're going to use the Venom Vial. They have 2 hexes on them, so that's going to cost me 1 energy and 1 hex to do 2 damage. And so because this is going to be a heal round for the boss, they're going to heal 1 HP for every letter in your word. Eat is this 2-letter word. Ax, A-X. So that gets me 4 energy, which I love. That puts me up to 8, and that's going to put me up to 9. I'm going to remember to mark the wild when I don't use the wild. I have to do a little bit better with that. And then we are going to deal 3 damage, but then he's going to heal 2. So that is a net down to 9. I don't like the fact that I haven't done over half the damage, but I am ready to wallop this guy next turn, hopefully. All right, another 4 cards. I think I only have 4 cards left in the deck at this point. I have 3 in the archive, 3 in the discard, 4. Yep, there you go. And we have R-I-N-E. Okay, I love when words leap out. I may spell Ryan, we'll see. But first, we are going to use Treasure Map. So we are going to spend 9 down to 5 to reshuffle and get a free upgrade. So then what am I going to get? That is going to be S. Ooh. Then upgrading is just take the card out, flip it over, and we are going to have extra symbols on there. I like that. And then let's use the nunchucks with all my energy. Spend all your remaining energy, and the enemy loses that much. No more than 5 HP may be lost. So I'm at 5. No use in building up more. So let's go ahead and get that down and deal the boss some damage down to 4. So I am in range to beat them down next turn. And this is where the lovely combos happen. So I adore this game. Because I drew that X, that S, I was able to put it up here. And I was able to splay right, start the word with S. So I'm able to get the better bonus. Give 1. If you splayed right, give 2 instead. So that is going to be 7 whole damage, 2 boon, or 2 hex. I'm going to mix that up all the time. And an energy. So I get 1 piddly little energy. Or I get 2 because of the not using the wild. And I get to take out this boss. So that is 7, 4. So that'll be 4. Turn that over. They're stunned. They don't do their thing. And they are down 3 because the damage carries over. They go down from 12 to 9. I love that. Wish I had gotten one more energy for one more free upgrade. The treasure map is a great way to just upgrade your entire deck if you can manage it. That didn't happen. So I have a feeling I'm going to be upgrading more than acquiring cards with boons. What are you going to do? Let's go ahead and pull my 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got my X again. And I got my sneak attack. Sneak attack without the discard pile is fantastic. First of all, let's use Venom Vial. Venom Vial is going to do 3 damage because there's 3 hexes on there. They would lose 2, and it would cost me 2 energy, bringing me down to 0. That's okay, because dox is a word. Newfangled words. Sneak attack, gain 5. My discard's empty. So 5, 6, 7, 8. It has 6 hit points. Bah! You are done trolling. You leave the corpse, knowing it will take several hours at least for the twisted thing to regenerate. Searching quickly around the bog, you find a surprising trinket covered in fetid mud and surrounded by bone. I get to add a library card. For the boss ones, you get to add to your deck, not replace stuff. I get one of the 3 powerful boss MacGuffins. I heal 8. Wow, I didn't take any damage. Excellent. And also, I get to draw a random MacGuffin. Fantastic. So I did take 2 damage that time. So I just healed that up. And we have A and L. Probably A. Ooh, look at all that energy. If you have no icons in your word, gain 4 as... Ooh. What does L say for every vowel in your discard pile in your word? I really don't like having to futz with all that stuff. Vowel, I mean, that could get me stuff, but this is a lot more straightforward because I just plan on attacking Damsel's very aggressive. So let's just add the A to our deck with glee. So that is great. And so now we get the fabulous boss MacGuffins. These are all good. Some of them better than others for your strap, but they're generally all good. Rubber Band Ball, gain this much if for every penalty card in your word. Okay, I haven't seen penalty cards yet, but those are coming up. Strange Egg, you get another wild card in addition to your starting wild card. Could help me out of a jam right there. I kind of like that. Magic Beans, whenever you flip an enemy, upgrade a card in your fatigue pile, then choose 2 cards from your fatigue pile and put them on top of your deck. Ooh. Strange Egg, Magic Beans. This is so strong. Keeps me going in the battle. Let's go with Magic Beans. And I draw a random MacGuffin. Random MacGuffins come from the bottom of the deck, so that way you don't know what's coming. Let's see. Pocket Watch Chain. The start of every battle, gain 2. That pretty much a no-brainer. The first time each battle you shuffle your deck, gain 4. So my strat does not depend on having early energy. It does depend on just having energy overall. So yes, let's gain 4 energy a little bit later in the battle. I'll take it. That was boss number 1. Let's go on to book 2, Lackey number 1. Book 2, Lackey, 3 of 6 bosses. It is the Drowsy Giant. I'm going to get a O for the enemy vowel. First entry is I'll deal 4 damage and gain 3 boon. They're going to turn boon into armor. So that's what this says. Stage 2, I'll have armor. They'll just have armor depending on how much boon they have. Hitting the boon will tech off their armor. That's not too bad. All right, I blocked 2. Once again, more people who remove my bad stuff over here, my hexes, and they'll gain 6 more armor. And then more damage over here. So on the other side, they are going to be quite relentless. I deal 8 damage. They're just going to wail away on me as long as their armor holds up. We're going to see what happens with that. But for me, I have more toys, and I'm very excited to use my toys. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Not drawing 5. Right there. So DSAI. This is very flexible. Let's see what I want to do here. So the word is going to be said. I could have gone in many different directions. I decided to splay to the left for the defense to block that damage right there. So they are going to do some damage to me. In exchange, I do 5 damage. I don't have anything in the discard pile. It's the first turn of the game. So I just like getting that out of the way while I know I can. And I block that damage, and I'm going to get 3 energy. Y'all know 4. Actually, yeah, just 3. You all know I love my energy. All right, next round. The giant is blocking this turn, so it doesn't look like this is going to be a too big 8 offense for me. Did not get my X yet, so it looks like the X is lurking at the bottom of the deck. That's okay. And oh, by the way, once again, I keep on losing track of that mana that I get from the wild card. I point that out because I'm actually going to use the wild card right now. We are going to go with THREE, THREW, THRE something through. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits, which 2 of which he blocks. So that is going to be down to 12. And 1 energy. So let's go push us up to 5. I like that. And that's about it for me. Oh, wait a minute. Get a boon. Oh boy, Poison Dagger, you're mine. All right, so block 2, remove up to 2. That's why I didn't lay down the Smackathon with the H over here. I love that. But I had to wait that out a little bit. And remove up to 2 and gain 6. No! That is 9 armor that he will get when he flips. 9 more damage that I have to do. The next one is deal 4 and gain 3 stars. All right, so my letters are A, X, and N. Let's go ahead and draw up. That is another A. Let's see. So I'm going to use the Dashing Boots. Oh, by the way, let's not forget the Ornate Comb. First time each battle, you shuffle your deck, gain 4 energy. Bam! So that brings me to 9. Down to 7 because we are going to block the 4 incoming damage. And I cannot help myself. So this is why I was excited to get that second A, because I can more easily make one of my favorite X words, Xanax. Not really, not personally. It's just in my field as a psychotherapist. A lot of my clients taking Xanax to get by. So this card means that I would execute this A right here. The A is going to be 3 energy. I'm an energy sucker for that. So that's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total. Woo-hoo! 14 energy. Oh man, I can't wait to see what I'm going to do with that. And then 3 hits, which brings me to 9. All right. So then I'm gonna block that 4 damage because of the Dashing Boots, but they are going to gain 3 armor, which is going to be 12 extra hit points that I'm gonna have to take, or I have to deal with next round. All right, now this boy gets to play with his toys. So first of all, let's go ahead and draw our 4. Leave me with 1 card in the deck. I am going to know what it is. HIRS, so that is my E there. So that's very exciting because I'm going to use my treasure map, draw a card. If it is not upgraded, upgrade it. Sure. So we're going to spend 4 right there and upgrade this E. So the E is going to add an energy, I believe. Let's see. Gain 1 and 1 as a plot. Woohoo! I used my plot earlier. I'm probably going to use that again. That goes into my hand. Nunchaku. You guys saw that before. That is going to go from 10 to 5. And while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and use Dashing Boots as well to go ahead and put that to 3. 9 brings him down to 4. And so the upgrades and the rhythm of everything is really starting to come together. I'm going to spell Shire. So first of all, we got give 2 skulls. Their backside does not erase skulls. We are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. So then 4, and let's see, we're going to set their hit points to 8, but they have that armor. So they are going to take 4 off of their armor. So now I have to basically functionally deal with 16 damage total. And 1 little energy for my troubles, and 2 for the unused wild card. And so their action, normally they'll be stunned, but volatile, when I am stunned, instead my action becomes I deal 5 damage. That's why I used the Dashing Boots. I block 1 of those, and now I am down to 18. These bosses are dinking me. However, I'm going to have to deal with 8 damage next turn. Let's see what I do. But before I do that, let's go ahead and use not the Ornate Comb, the Magic Beans. When I flip an enemy, upgrade a card in my fatigue pile. Then choose 2 cards from your fatigue pile and put them on top of your deck. Set up, set up, set up. All right, so that is going... Oh, look what got fatigued. Almost like I set that up. So we are going to unleash the power of this D. It is upgraded. It is more powerful. It has another symbol that I'm probably not going to use. I still feel pretty good about having another upgraded card. And we are going to put the D... And I just can't get enough energy. Let's go ahead and put the, you know what? Let's put that S on top of the deck. This is going to get shuffled. And we're going to go right back at it. All right, gave that a nice shuffle. Gonna pull the D and the S, E, I. Okay, well, I wonder. It's screaming out at me. Am I gonna say dies? Dies. On second thought, that is the whole function of the boss, is to just wail on me. Kind of do 7 damage, 7 damage. So I am going to set some stuff up first. And let's go ahead and set up some defense. And I'm going to use my dashing boots, which will knock me down to wipe out some of that damage. All right, so I'm going to give this a try. I don't know if this is going to work out for me, but why not? Let's experiment and have fun. So I'm going to actually use this E for a plot. So that is going to gain me 1 skull and 1 energy. So I had used the dashing boots, and we get 1 energy back for that, and the enemy gets another skull. And then we are going to use our wild, and we are going to go dish. So then D-I-S-H, that gets me 4 shield with the dashing boots. That wipes out the damage. And that wild card, I will reveal that. Give 1 to the boss. If I had splayed the other way, I'll give 2. So we are just going to go ahead and give that to the boss. And then we are going to pray to the gods. I have a 80% chance of this, of drawing my X. Even if I don't draw my X, I'm going to seed myself a backup plan. Yep, I got my X. All right, so this plan has come together quite perfectly. So we have use of the dashing boots, which is going to knock off some damage. We are going to use that X on the word onyx. I would rap, but that is not a thing that I should be doing in 2022. Anyway, so I'm going to block 4, and the boots are going to block 4. I don't take any damage, which is half the important thing. The other one is the X. For every skull already on the enemy, give 1 skull. We are going to go from 4 to 8, ladies and gentlemen. I wonder what I'm going to do next round. Before I even draw cards, Venom Vial. I have 8 HP on the boss. So I can spend, I'm going to do 8 damage and spend 3 energy and 3 hexes on the boss. I got 1 energy from that X. That gives me 3. I'm going to go down to 0, and without touching that armor at all. The hex and the health points are in the same spot, so we're going to do all that damage. The giant is defeated. Oh, you got past my armor. How? Yes, I love this game. You stay your killing blow and explain to the giant the reason for his rude awakening. He attempts to share a riddle, but you counter with your own. As he slowly puzzles over the answer, you look for any items of value the giant has placed inside his lair. All right, looks like they've placed a lot. So I'm going to draw a card from the library, a card from the library. That's not great. Like choices, but that's what we get. We're going to get 2 boons. I worked so hard to get those 2 boons, and it turns out the game will just give them to me. We get 2 items, choose 1 to keep. I like the sound of that. I don't like the sound of this. Draw 2 cards from the penalty deck and add them to your deck. All right, so let us select some swords. I don't like that I'm picking 1. Let's see if I get a good one. J. Gain 1 for every of the swords in your word. Although if I have the X, I have an N, I have an I. Jinx. I'm going to spell jinx at least once. I swear. All right, so let's go ahead and pick 2 items and discard 1 of them. Acoustic guitar, gain a letter of your choice. Okay, pretty sweet. Book of Burns, gain 1 for this turn for every letter in your word that matches a letter in the enemy's name. I kind of I have my high cost energy sucks. As you see, I've kind of I used all of my energy that turn. So let's go ahead and chuck the Book of Burns. I think acoustic guitar is going to be pretty useful. Gain a letter of your choice. In case you're wondering what that is, the handy dandy card says letter of your choice. It's basically a wild card. And so I have not shown people the penalty deck yet. Let's go ahead and show people what that's all about. These are nasty cards. Hard to use letters. If it gums up my hand, because deck builder style. If I use them, fine, in a word. If I don't use them, then they do something bad to me, and they get shuffled back in my deck. So if I see them, then it behooves me to try to get them out of the way. And item-tastic, another reason I'm going to go with low-cost items. I got my Poison Dagger, gain 1 The boons, by the way, I don't know if I explained this. They persist from game to game. So now I'm down to 2. I could buy something else, but I think I'm good for now. Let's see what the next item is. Slingshot. Enemy loses 2 HP. Doubt I'm going to go for that. So in terms of the replacement, because that was a Lackey, I am going to replace the R. I'm going to go a lot more offense over here. I'm probably going to regret that, but I mean, there's just so many different combos to put together. I don't want to, I'm loath to give up my vowels. I'm spelling Xanax. I'm spelling Jinx. I have my kind of core competencies over here. Let's see if I end up regretting that. Next up, Book 2 boss is the Giant Spider. 2 effects. I am immune. I deal 3 damage and add 2 penalty cards to my discard pile. Immunity means you can't lose HP for any reason, damage or poison. So I'm going to have to deal with that. And then blocking 5. So it's a pretty hard task to get this thing down to 10 because you would have to overcome the 5 and this little area right there. I don't know what I'm going to do. We'll see. Also, it was the wrong time to pick up penalty cards off of the reward because I'm just going to get 2 next turn, and I might get even 2 more. Oh, no. What have I done? All right, so let's go ahead and get ourselves started with 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. And, wouldn't you know it, although I constructed my deck this way, so I am not going to feel too bad about it. Y'all know what's going to happen, people. There we go, right there. So we have Xanax. This is the top card. It works the same as the wild. If I had not used it, it would have stolen a boon from me. That's not going to happen. Instead, you get banished to another regions. By the way, Xanax, for anybody who is just listening at home. So that leaves the A. So we get a 1/4 energy out of that, and we block the 3 incoming damage. I do not block the 2 penalty cards that are coming in. Z and J, yep, those cards are quite annoying. So pardon the pun, I am in a sticky situation. Giant Spider, all that. Oh, and I forgot to replace the O with the I. I don't think that mattered for last round's card. So let's go ahead and pick our cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do HSIA. All right, including a crit. Okay, I'm going to see if I can get some. I have to get past that block and that immune, so I think that somehow I'm going to have to make my venom and everything else work. First of all, Poison Dagger. That is going to put 1 hex on the boss. So there we go, right there. Trying to get that to 5 and see if I can make that work. I'm going to discard the I. It is a plot card, so that gets me 1 extra energy. And spell has. So they're not going to do any damage to me. The damage is going to go away. Does not mean anything. Critical hit. I get 2 more poison. And I get 1, 2, 3 energy, bringing me up to 5. That is perfect. And it does nothing, but it will give me 2 more penalty cards next turn. All right, so let me go ahead and draw 4 more cards. I believe I have 5 left. There we go. Got my penalty card. I did not get the penalty card with the J. That was kind of what I was hoping for. All right, let's see what I can do. Hey, look at that. That looks like a word. And so here's an interesting strategy. So I'm looking at the cards, and I could make fitted. I have enough there. This F, let's say if I kind of splayed them this way. This F would turn into an I, and the I would bump forward the boss so that it would be on the block 5, not the immune, and I can avoid more cards in here. If I had more attack power, I would do that, but I don't. It is not the character that I'm building. I'm doing okay, but I'm mostly dealing with that kind of around armor damage. Let's see if I can maximize that. So I am going to spell death, but I'm going to do it in a little bit of a different way. So we're going to do the plot effect. Give 1 hex and gain an energy. So let's gain an energy right there. We're going to give a hex. And oh, by the way, we're going to also have used our dagger. So that puts me down to 4. So there you go. That sets me up for next turn very, very nicely. Had to sacrifice the wild to do it, but that is the way it goes. So that blocks the 3 incoming damage. I do get an energy from that, which I really, really needed. And I get a boon! Yes! That's so fabulous. So I will block the damage, but the one thing I could not avoid, just as I got rid of both of the cards that I got off the reward, I am going to get a penalty card. And I have a feeling I know which penalty card is coming up next. Oh, okay. V and Y, these aren't the worst. The last penalty card, because you know there's only 7 in the deck, is the S. The S is the only card that doesn't go away. It's going to stay in the hand forever. I can look forward to that somewhere down the line. All right, I got my J. Let's go ahead and pull my 3 cards for the turn. Another J. 4 penalty cards I got to deal with. I'm probably going to pull 1 each hand. I might likely draw 2 in a hand. That would be terrible. Oh, well, whatever. Ornate Comb fires off. I get to 9 energy, and that is all going to get used. We are going to go Poison Dagger for... Well, first of all, actually, we're not going to do Poison Dagger just yet. Sequencing is very, very important. So we are going to do Venom Vial first. I have 5 hexes on the spider, so I'm going to drain 5 HP, and that is going to cost me 2 energy and 2 of those hexes. So that goes down to 3, and that goes down to 5. Now I can do Poison Dagger. So when you get back, we'll see another poison on the boss, bringing them up to 4. And that brings me down to 5. So I played this wrong last time. I'll make a note. But now I am going to play it right. Nunchucks. So spend all your remaining energy, and you'll deal 5 damage. I think before I only spent the 5, and I did something else. Sorry about that. But then I coordinated things so that this is the last thing I do. So that would leave me with 0 energy. But while the boss is not immune, that brings them down to 0. Oh, you outsmarted me. You're darn tootin', I outsmarted you. And I get a free round of attack. They are not going to do this next turn. So I deal 5 damage and give a hex. So Headache, you draw 1 less card for each hand for every skull on you. So I'm going to draw less and less as the boss cycles through their stuff. But once again, that is not going to affect me this turn because I did this during the prep phase. So I get 1 free turn to wallop this thing. The last thing that happens is I go through my fatigue pile because of magic beans, and I can take a card and upgrade it. That's going to be the A, because I've used the A almost every single time to get me some energy, gain 3 energy, and that is going to add another symbol, at least to the other splay side, but I will absolutely take that. And then the A and the T are going to get returned to the top of my deck. This card is so powerful. I love this thing. So as tempting as it would be to use this J and kind of forego that, I really have to make the investment in cleaning my deck. So too bad. You'll come back around. So we are going to first take this E and actually use it for the plot, giving them another skull and an energy right there. Y'all see. And especially because this does not, using the Venom Vial does not wipe what's happening here. So I could use it every single round to do damage. It would just kind of use progressively less stuff. And I'm going to try to keep my energy to the point where I could use the Venom Vial every round. So let's go ahead and discard that E. All right, and I'm going to spell the word Jin, J-I-N. And as on top, we're going to use those 3 attack to dink the boss. Now that we're not blocking none of those shenanigans anymore, that J goes back to the pile. It would have made me lose an HP had I not used it. Don't feel like doing that. And because I did not use my wild, up to 2 energy, that's going to be really important. All right, now the boss is going to start taking regular turns. Let's see what I get or what terrible card I pull. All right, there it is, Z. Oh, 2 A's? Oh, no. First thing we're going to do is we are going to use that Venom Vial over and over again. Right now we have 5 hit points. So it's at maximum efficiency for this level. So then a lose 5, and it would cost me 2 hexes and 2 energy, which is exactly what I have. So then let's go ahead and put that down to 3 and go down to from 19 to 14. Every little bit is going to count because it is a race now. I need to get down before it chips away too much of my health. All right, so the game has put me in a horrendous position because I have to look in the dictionary for words that have Z and something else. That is a word. It means honor. Sure, I'll take your word for it. And it gets me a boon. All right, I could use boons. And also, most preciously, it does get me 3 energy. And it is going to get me, oh, sorry about that, 1 block. Because it's going to deal me 5 damage, which is going to be 4. That brings me down from 18 to 14 right there. And it gives me 1 of these skulls, which means I draw 1 less per turn. I really, really don't like that, but I am stuck. All right, I'm going to draw 3 cards this turn. Hopefully 2 of them are not penalty cards. One of them is. We got a V. Although that is a beginning of a recognizable word. I was afraid that it was going to be a little bit worse. That's why I kept as many vowels as I did in the deck. So some of this is lucky, but some of this is deck construction, trying to plot out what words can come out. Patted myself in the back over here. I'm surviving. Okay, let's see. So first of all, this is the spider's big hit, 8 damage. So we are going to go ahead and set up a block with the dashing boots, bringing me down to 1 energy. The other trick, then I've been saving this, the bandolier. Spend 1 boon to search your deck and discard for any card. Then place that card in your hand and shuffle your deck. My deck only has 2 cards. Actually, it has 3 cards. So let's not get the cruddy card. Oh man, that's foul in there. Let's go rescue this S. And with this wild card, that makes dives. But we are actually going to do one other thing first. We are going to play this for the plot to gain 1 energy. Precious. And use the built-in vowel to do that. As much as I would want to take advantage of a couple of symbols, that's just not that impactful, those swords. I'd rather have the defense. So then I am going to... wait a minute. That deals 8 damage. This would only block 3. I need it to block 4. So rewind. Man. Oh, there's so much to think about in this game. Rewind. So we are just going to make dives like that. A little bit of a... man, I wish I could have done everything that I wanted to, but that is not the way this game works. So block 4 damage, dash boost blocks 4 damage, it wipes out the 8. I don't want to take the 8 because I'm at 14. I will heal 8 at the end, but I'd rather heal the full than do something else. And I have a feeling I'm gonna take this damage too, and I'll probably just take this one. That's only 5 right there. But at least I'm able to get 1 energy off of the card and get a skull, bringing me up to 4. The next line is I block 5 and I deal 5. I'm probably going to be okay taking that 5, or at least part of it, because I got to kill this thing. I got to make a move somewhere. There's my X and Y. Let's go ahead and pull 1 more card. Oh man. D. Oh. I have the bidding of all sorts of stuff. Dyslexic and Dystopia. I don't know, man. This is... wow. What am I supposed to do with that? Pluming the depths of the encyclopedia, or at least the Scrabble dictionary. We are going to go with that. Doxy is a word. It means a prostitute or mistress or something like that. It also happens to be the platform that I use for psychotherapy. Doxy.com. I have no idea what I'm talking about, but at least it's a Scrabble word, so I'm going to go with it. We finally get rid of my last... you realize I've gotten through 6 of the 7 penalty words in 1 combat? That is ridiculous. So I feel like I'm justified using a dictionary. That leaves me with this X. So then and you know the trick. For every skull already on the enemy, give 1. We're going to go from 4 to 8, which is glorious. We went here. So we're not going to, there's no swords. I would have blocked anyway. We're going to block 1, 2, 3, 4. I am happy to take that little bit of damage to escape with my hide. And that gets me to 3 energy, which is extremely, extremely important. I don't think that's part of the cards, people. Going through 6 of the penalty letters. I hope I never see a penalty letter again, at least in this run through. I'm going to have to pick up 3 cards this time, because I still got that limitation from the giant spider. J-A-I, finally. A letter with letters that I consent to and that I can clearly work with. But first of all, and this is why I haven't used the items, I've been nursing my energy. Venom Vial. I am up to 8 hit points, so it would cost me 3 to do 8 damage to the boss. Yes. 5, down to 5, down to 0, and that brings the spider down to 6. No! What's happening? I know exactly what's happening. You, sir, you are going to jail. Boom. Done, son. All right. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gain 1 for every sword in my word. That is 10. That is overkill. Ah, no, 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 no. I thought I won. No, you did not win. Deep in the twisting labyrinthine tunnels underneath the mountains, you claim victory and cling to hope. You check the hanging globs of webs for signs of life, though you know you search in vain. Still, a faint glow emanates from one of the web sacks. You carefully cut it open. ... That doesn't follow up because they're meant to be random, so you're not going to know what happens to the giant sack. But I will live to fight another day. Draw 2 cards from the library, choose 1 to add to your deck. Draw 3 boss MacGuffins. Oh, I love boss MacGuffins. Heal 8 and draw a random MacGuffin. I was down 7. I heal 8 up to 20. Oh, baby. Do you see how hard it was to keep my health going? Wow. All right, so let's go ahead and go shopping. First of all, I get to pull from the archive 2 and keep 1. M. Critical hit, gain 2. Ooh, energy. Ooh. D. Skulls. I need both. Skulls and energy. D and M. I already have a D, so let's go ahead and use M. I have plenty of uses for my energy, and that might open me up to buy another item because I do have the boons for it. All right, let's go ahead and get a MacGuffin. So I draw from the bottom, and I choose which side I want to use. Okay, cooking herbs. If you have no cards left in hand when you play a word, gain some goodies. That's pretty good. If you have no cards left in hand when you play a word, draw 1 more card next hand. That's happening. Love draw. Especially because my cards are all upgraded, or most of them are upgraded, so that's going to be cool. And finally, the moment of truth, boss MacGuffin. All right, so let's see. Okay. Capuchin Monkey. Everything in the shop costs 1 boon less. Maybe. Tower Shield. The first time you would take any amount of damage in a battle, take 1 damage instead. Wow. This is actually underpowered relative to some of the other ones. Wow, that's... don't know about this one. All right, Alien Skull. At the end of each turn, if the enemy has 3 or less skulls, you give a skull. Heck yeah. That's happening. Love when choices are nice and obvious, especially because I passed on the skulls on the library card, so getting 1 off the boss MacGuffin is a good consolation prize. And also, let's go down from 4 to 1. We're going to get this jar of salt. The MacGuffins are 3. This would pump up your boons. This pumps up the poison. I'm just going full hog on the poison over here. Whenever you give any amount of poison, add 1 to that amount. That is just... that is so good! Oh, boss, you are going down. So Battle Tactics moves over there, but I think I'm done with the shop. We'll see. On to Book 3. Let us take a look at our Book 3 Lackey, which is the Bandit King. The vowel is I. Got that set up. First power, I deal 7 damage. If any damage goes unblocked, which it probably will, I'm not built for block. You add 3 penalty cards to your discard pile. I just got through a boss where I went through 6 penalty cards. So I know I can do it. It's just, unfortunately I have to go through that again. Whatever. Second one, not so bad. I deal 3 damage. Add 1 damage to this attack for every energy you have. Okay, just make sure I don't have end the turn with a lot of energy. Then the last one is I block 5. So I am very hopeful that I can take this thing out. But I do have to watch out for another power. Every time you use an item, of which I have many, I add 3 block to my action for this turn. Do I have items? Boy, howdy, do I have items. I got 5 of them. Actually, it's technically 7 because these are my 2 cores. I also got 5 MacGuffins, which don't count. One thing I do note is that I think I noted that I was going to take the card draw if I have no cards left in hand. I think instead I'm going to go with this side. I've used this side before in previous playthroughs. Let me go ahead and play with. If you have no cards left in hand when you play a word, gain a damage and a shield. Let's see how that goes. And so let's go ahead and pick our 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got H, D, I, S. So as tempting as it would be to play Dish and layeth the smacketh down, that would be 6 total and 11 total damage. I would be trading 11 for 7, and that's what the Bandit King is there for. They're there to drain my resources. So I am going to style Dish, but I'm going to splay it left for the defense. So that is 4 defense, 2 energy, 3 because I did not use my wild, and a piddly attack. But critically, it is a critical hit because I used all my words. That's going to give 2. I have the MacGuffin, which says whenever I give any hex, I give an extra hex, which is fabulous. Forbidden Tome, baby. Fantastic. Also, with the cooking herbs, that gives me an extra attack. So that is going to do 2 immediate damage. And then they respawn. So I deal 7 damage. I have 4 and then 1 off the cooking herbs, 5 defense. I came within 2 of blocking that whole thing. So I'm happy that I only took 2 damage, but I need to deal with these annoying cards again. So F and X we saw before. This is the card. I think I showed this before. S, it will stay in my hand until the rest of the game. Specifically, this penalty card is not moved to the penalty deck after it is played. Oh well. It is the end of the turn. Alien Skull kicks in. At the end of each turn, if the enemy has 3 or less, gain 1 hex. And it combos with Forbidden Skull, because anytime I give out a skull, I give out an extra skull. I can get used to this life of ending the first turn with the boss having 5 hex. Alright, let's go ahead and draw. So this is my second hand. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have TMAX. Whoa, okay. This is a case where I probably won't use the common herbs because I don't think I can make a whole word with this. I'm also going to use the poison dagger because he is going to use my energy against me. So let me go ahead and use that before he actually does. Every time I give him a hex, I will give him an extra hex. He is up to 7. I love that. Let us go with Max. Max is certainly a word. We are going to get 2 energy out of that. Okay, I'm fine with that. I'm going to block some attack. I should probably change that just to make it official, right? Boom, done. And this is the main event. You know that I've been loving using this X. For every skull already on the enemy, give 1 skull. I have never, ever, I've only played this a couple times, but I've never dreamed that I can get up to 14, especially on turn 2. Holy moly. So they're going to deal 3 damage and an additional 3 because I have 3 energy. And so I have 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm really glad I got this M, and I'm ready to layeth the smacketh down. And this is an end of turn thing, so proper sequencing. I get that energy at the end of the round, so it does not go to the Bandit King. I now have 4 energy. Very important. Because Venom Vial, it is clearly 10 plus HP. There is no cap. The enemy loses HP equal to the number of hex on them. 14 hex is going to be 14 damage. 16 to 2. And you don't lose it all. You go down from 14 to 10, and I spend 4 energy. So as long as I can keep up the 4 energy, this boss is going to get wrecked pretty quickly. All right, so I have 4 cards left in the deck because I have a 12-card hand. All right, I know what these cards are. Let's see if Billie Jean is in the dictionary. Jean, as in jean jacket, is a cotton, a twirl of cotton. So it is not just a really dope song. It is a word. So we are going to use the J power, gain 1 for every one of these in my word. So then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They basically double. I've used all of my words, so that is 9. So that is going to get past the block 5 and deal 4 total damage, as well as give me 3 energy. Yup. Didn't even use a item that time. Oh no, I'm going down too easy. No. Oh boy, more penalty cards to deal with in a discard pile, more manipulation of my energy, but that shouldn't be too bad. All right, with the spillover damage, the boss has 19 hit points. And most importantly, I get my 1 energy from the having not used the wild card. Oh man, you're going down so hard. I have reshuffled my deck, so Ornate Comb gives me 4 energy. Let's go ahead and mark that. I may just use that pretty early, but for first off, let's draw our letters. Got 2 of the nastiness. So much for my dreams of being able to take this bandit out in one turn. Oh well. Had I drawn real letters, I could have done it, but I drew the poop. That's why they give me poop. So instead, we are going to use 8. So we're going to use 4 on Treasure Map. Draw a card. If it is not upgraded, upgrade it. I have a decent chance of getting an upgradable card. Woohoo! All right. I'm going to be able to upgrade my M. And that's going to give me some extra card draw if I fire off the power, which I haven't done yet, but we shall see. And then the 4 is going to be Venom Vial once again. Something tells me that I have broken the game. So we have 10 damage is going to be turned into 9 right there. So that does not make them happy. I could have taken them out had I not gotten utter poop in my hand. All right, so let's go ahead and spell Mafias using the F and the S using my whole hand, so I get the bonus from the cooking herbs. So that is 1 damage. Blink. Oh boy, that is sad using getting those things. But I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 energy, as well as 6 from the wild card that was once again not used. I'm able to really manipulate myself through that. And critical hit, gain 2. Oh man, and draw 2 more cards next round. They will add a penalty card to my discard pile. Oh man, can't get away from these things. But I don't even have to draw a Venom Vial because there are 6 HP on there. It's going to cost me 3 energy. So that goes from 8 to 5. They have 6. It is going to go down to 2. And then I will use Nunchaku. Nunchaku, spend all your remaining energy. That is going to be 5. And that is going to kill this boss. So as much as I struggled on my hands and knees to beat the previous bosses, I was able to combo my items such that I am defeating boss 3 lackeys like it was my job. Oh, that was too easy. The king's helmet tumbles down the stone stairs that led to the ramshackle throne, each metallic clang louder than the last. No one else moves. You walk down the steps and pick up the helmet. You wait, then with a grin, you return up the steps and recline yourself on the throne. It's just looting. This is a grand adventure. This person is just looting. All right, to draw 2 cards from the library and choose 1 to replace a card in your deck and gain 2 boon. The 2 boon is easy enough to track. All right, let's see what I get out of my deck. We got a T, lots of attack. Sneak attack, gain some shield. The last boss hits pretty hard, so that's pretty tempting. Or critical hit, gain 5 energy. Why not? We're living dangerously over here. I have 18 hit points going into the final boss. So why not? Let's do it. Offense. The J has been really cute to have in my deck, but with all these extra penalty words that I still have, let me go ahead and chuck that. I have plenty of other options. So I have 3 boon to spend. I'm going to spend 2 to improve a letter. That's going to be this Clutch X. I use it every battle. And it will give me another energy to make sure I have enough, because it's going to be a lot of energy that I'm going to need. Anything that I can do to make sure I have enough is very welcome. On to the final battle. All right, final battle. The dragon. Let's go ahead and run through all these. So hopefully I don't even hit all these, but I'll run through them anyway. Will affect my strat. First one, block 3 and gain 2 crowns. That is relevant to strength. For every crown on me, add 1 damage to my attacks. All of them. So then they're going to start off with a buff, add a penalty card to the top of your deck, because of course. Second one, I deal 8. It will be 10. Double my damage if there is no penalty card in your word. There will be. Thank you, dragon. Third, polymorph. Fatigue the bottom card of your word. Add a penalty card to the top of your deck. I wonder what I could have done to mitigate that. And gain 6 more boon. Cycle up. And then on the other side, there is going to be some block and more wallops, including cleaning my precious poison. I doubt I'm going to get that high. That was just a collection of cards that came together for the last fight. We shall see what happens. Especially with all these penalty cards in my deck now. How many do I draw? 1, 2, or 3? If I draw 4, I'm just going to faint on this thing. Oh, I saw 2 of them. Oh boy. XCIS. Let's see what I can do with this mess. All right, so it is really important I get off to a good start. So we are going to use my last boon on the Bandolier. Spend one to search your deck and discard for any card. So let's go ahead and search for something useful. We are going to search for this E. And we are going to spell with the wild excise. Yes. Someone had said that this is not a word game. It is certainly a word game. You need to know your words in order to play this game well. So that wild card, not going to get the energy from that. The X disappears. Thank goodness. Get out of here. That leaves me with the C. I did score everything. So that is a crit. And that is going to get me 5 energy. Plus this is the 6. It blocks 3 of it. So it is going to do... well, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to block. Sorry about that. That is actually 6 energy total. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what I was paying attention to. It blocks 3 of it. So that is going to be 18. That's kind of an incidental bonus right there. And then the dragon goes block 3, gain 2 boon, and trade 1 penalty card for another. Ugh. Only this one goes on top of my deck. At the end of the turn, Alien Skull allows me to add 1. Forbidden Tone allows me to buff it to 2 skulls added. All right, let's go ahead and draw my additional thing. Oh, I saw that red. You got to be kidding me. I drew both of my penalty cards. I got all 4 of them. I can't believe it. I am not going to be able to generate enough block to make the dashing boots in play. That's unfortunate. I didn't think you were going to last until the end game, especially for the game that I'm playing. But we are going to use 3 energy on acoustic guitar. Acoustic guitar. Gain a letter of your choice. What letter? Letter of my choice. I don't know why. I'm so tickled by that. And also the ye old reliable poison dagger. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. I am not going to use poison dagger because I'll let Alien Skull do that. So Alien Skull is going to add 2, but only if it was 3 or below. Poison dagger would take me above that, so let me save the energy. So let's go ahead and use our word, jazzed. Wild card and a letter of my choice and poop. These 2 cards are poop. Get them out of here. I cannot wait to get them back in the deck. I no longer have the penalty cards except for that stupid S, and I've already used it. So I'm in the clear. So I used all my letters. So I get 5. I get 6. Never mind. Not this side. That side. Sorry about that. Splayed wrong. I do have cooking herbs. Cooking herb gives me 1 and 1. That's really nice. So I do get 6 attack. So that's nice. Bringing them from 8 to 12. Or 18 to 12. And I block 1, 2, 3, 4 of this incoming 10 damage. And I also get 1 energy. Does deal me a good lick, and this is the first time I've actually taken licks from the boss. Good thing they're going to give me a break for the next couple of rounds here. And Alien Head is going to bring me from 2 to 4 poison. So the draw has not really favored me so far. It's been all penalty cards and vowels. So that means I'm going to have my difficult consonants coming up. M and X, yeah, at least I got the A. And so this time I will use acoustic guitar again and for the letter of my choice, and I will use the poison dagger definitely this time. Bringing the poison count up to 6. That is going to spell us Maxims. I love this game. I don't know. I don't know. I just do. It's a bit of every single time I have to pause the camera and think about my word. It's very rarely been obvious, but once it comes together, it feels really good. All right. So this is going to be a lot of energies. 1, 2, 3, 4 energy total. That's not a lot, but that is good enough. Ooh, that's it. Critical hit because I used all of my stuff. That's the stuff. Got 2 energy and draw 2 more cards next round. I do 4 hits, so that goes from 12 to 8. There is no guarding from the dragon. The dragon is very overconfident. And oh, by the way, I have been adhering to the condition, which I don't think I read. Reduce all damage from your attacks to 0 unless your word has a letter from the name. It's not that hard. I have an A and I've had a T at certain points, and so it's all good. All right, so that is it. But now it does something to me. Fatigue the bottom card of your word. Add a penalty card to the top of your deck. Man, am I used to that by now. So 2 cards fatigued. And the penalty card is a V. Gotta remember all the bonuses. 1 extra damage from cooking herbs. All right, here it comes, baby. Damage during the prep phase. My favorite. Let's go ahead and use 2 energy on that just reliable poison dagger. Poison dagger plus forbidden tome adds 1 skull plus 1 skull, which is 2 skulls. At 8, then the venom vial would do 8 damage, and then I would spend 3 hex and energy. Got plenty of that to spare. So going down to 4. This goes down to 5, and we flip the boss. So much for your having to spell dragon, sir. So I'm going to have a free thing of damage. This does not happen. I don't think I have to care about the block 8. I might have to... I don't think... Because it would count twice, and that would be too powerful. So no thank you. So I have a free round of attacks against this thing. It would be at 24 points, but 1 overflow damage is 23. So these were the last 4 cards in the deck. A bunch of uselessness. But I did reshuffle my deck. Which one is it? Ornate Comb, fire off. The first time each battle, I shuffle my deck, gain 4. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. And because I flipped the boss, Magic Beans fires off. Upgrade a card of my fatigue pile and pick 2 to put on the top of my deck. So I had technically you got to draw these cards before firing everything off. So let's go ahead and pick 1 card to be upgraded. That C is pretty sweet. It gives me an extra attack symbol. And which of these 2 cards am I going to put on the top of my deck? Let's go ahead and put some offense on there. D and S. All right, so let's spend some more energy. Tap more items. So we are going to spend 4 on Treasure Map. Draw a card, and if it's not upgraded, upgrade it. I put these 2 cards on the deck, and I did it in a specific order. So the S is already upgraded. That's fine. We are going to ignore the V. Forget you, V. I have no time for you. And take advantage of the fact that I am free and clear and play Shunt. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 damage, bringing the boss down to 19. And 2 energy, bringing me back up to 6. And here it is. Give 1. If you splayed right, which I did give 2, that is going to be a total of 3. That is just OP with this build, at least. And I'm going to lose it next round, but I certainly am going to get my money's worth. Because I was not able to use the V, if this is in your hand the end of the turn, which it certainly is, the enemy heals 1. Oh, that is annoying. So we're going to stay here and hang out because you know what I'm going to do. Let's draw my next set of cards. Oh, that's not going to be too wonderful. I'll figure that out later. I am so excited, though, to use the Venom Vial again. I have 8 poison on there, so it's going to do 8 damage. It's going to cost me 3 energy. So down from 6 to 3, lower this boon from 8 to 5, and do 8 damage, which brings the boss down to 12. Oh, man. Going to use the acoustic guitar again to gain a letter of my choice. So we are going to combine all that into Award, A-W-A-R-D. No way. Anyone in the comments has A-A-D-I in a word, you let me know. So that the attack's not going to do anything because it is block 8. But we get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 energy, which brings me to 10. Which you know I'm going to lay at the smack it down. But unfortunately, the boss is going to strike and remove 4 hex from me, so I'm going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. I knew this was liable to happen eventually. Get your mind out of the gutter, people. ESX. I wonder what word that is going to spell. And we are going to reshuffle again and hopefully not get a card made of a literal poop. Oh, my God. This game doesn't want me to win. You best believe these hands are vexing me. But this is what I'm going to do about it. So let's go ahead and remove 2 poison for Poison Dagger. We are going to use one for acoustic guitar, which really has been the MVP, the hidden MVP, this acoustic guitar over here. A dagger plus tome is going to add 2. We're actually not going to use this straight up. We are going to spell vexes, but we are going to do it without the E. We're going to plot, give 1, and have the enemy gain 1 and gain 1 energy from me. So that is 1 energy for me. And whenever I add a boon, that is going to be 2, or at least a hex. And I am going to employ my wilds over here. And now we're going to spell vexes. I can't believe it. I'm so vexed by these penalty cards. But this is the power that fires off. For every skull already on the enemy, give 1 and gain 1. So then let's go ahead and get another one. And we are going to move from 5 to 10. Heck yeah. You see what I am setting up for what is hopefully going to be the final turn of the game next round. And I had splayed this way. So that is going to be 2 shield. It is 3 shield because I did use all of my letters that turn on cooking herbs. I'm going to turn Dashing Boots face down because this would deal 10 damage, but I may flip over one of my face-up items to double my shield. So then that is going to be 6. So I go down from 12 to 6. So the dragon is feeling pretty good. They're about to finish me with the killing blow because they're going to do 6 damage next turn. Not a likely story. We are going to go Venom Vial. Venom Vial, I have 10 poison on there, so that would cost me 4 energy down to 5, and bring the boss from 12 to 2. And then Nunchaku. Nunchaku is going to be, spend all your remaining energy, do 5 damage to the boss. The boss has been defeated. I accede to your spelling wisdom until we meet again. Remembering the dragon's fondness for riddles and mind games, you search for a secret room beyond the pile of stolen gold and gems. After quite a bit of puzzling, you find it, a hidden nook filled with powerful spellbooks, ancient languages, and forbidden knowledge. You win! Congrats! Ignore the rewards below unless told otherwise, ... Knowing from the designer, Tim Fowers and Sky Larson, hi if you're watching this, they told me that they are considering a book 4, but there is no book 4 as I record this video, so I have won a full delve through Paperback Adventures. I sincerely hope you have had as much fun watching this playthrough as I have had filming it. This game is utter pure joy. It was made for me. I am not really a word guy. I'm not a person that does crosswords or whatever it is, but I do enjoy the occasional wordplay. There's plenty of wordplay here, plenty of card play, plenty of challenge. I mean, I had to really think through how I was going to execute my strat. I did ultimately have a core strat, but negotiating around those penalty cards and implementing my cards, sequencing them, all that was truly a challenge. So it has been so satisfying diving into this, and I can't wait to do more. Continue to stay tuned to the One Stop Co-op Shop. I'm going to have playthroughs for the other 2 characters, Ex Machina and Plot Hook. I can't wait. I hope to see you there as well. This is Jason with the One Stop Co-op Shop, reminding you that we'll see you at the next stop.